thought, expression, experience, and reception. These are the 4 stages of how oneself affects and perceives his or her reality. You cannot blame others for what you have done to yourself. You cannot bring forth the negative energy to another without bringing forth the negative energy within oneself first. You cannot change another person positively without changing oneself positively first. But you must see that there is a positive and negative spectrum within oneself that in return reflects back to oneself. So whatever spectrum, whatever part of the spectrum that you are on, choosing to be on, is what you will experience. So how you be determines how you be determines what you experience. How you are, the type of person that you are, determines what you experience in your reality. You cannot break down another being. You cannot point out another being's flaws or break him or her down without motivating them, showing them what's right, and motivating them to a better cause, to a higher cause. It is better for you to take the plank out of your eye first. See, Christ says, how can you take the plank out of another man's eye when you can't even take the plank out of yours? You can't even get a speck of yourself together when you want to get someone else's life together. The only reason you want to get someone else's life together is to better yourself. That is your innate nature. But you don't know this because you are not conscious of the different parts of yourself, which are your planets and your stars, your planetary bodies that affect your personality and show you and give you the different thought, the ways that you think, the different ways that you think, and synchronize to form this conscious awareness in your reality. You must become conscious of these different parts of yourself, the different parts of your body, the different parts of the Christ. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, by becoming more conscious and open to the different parts of yourself before you come and try to tell another person about his or her past. Because we are supposed to be living in a new paradigm, a paradigm of constant newness, the kingdom of heaven. If heaven and hell are mind states, then live within that mind state. Live within the heavenly mind state, if that's what you choose. But do not portray to be in a heavenly mind state when you are in a hellish one and projecting it and expressing it by being unconscious of oneself. and unconscious of what oneself has to truly offer to the world, to his other selves around him. You must become God of your reality. Because you are God, become more consciously aware of yourself. The Helios Biblios, the Sun Book that people call the Holy Bible, is now looked at from every aspect that it can be looked at. And that is why lots of people don't understand it, and they partake in rituals that they do not understand completely and fully. And they think ways in certain ways that they don't understand completely and fully. They are not conscious of their own selves. Isaiah and 2 Corinthians speaks of forgetting the past. Live in the now. Live in the newness. The new now paradigm. The now new paradigm. If you go through a negative situation or a situation that you perceive as negative, look for the positive in that. Look for the lesson. See your life as a lesson. See your life as constant lessons. That is the way of the Holy Spirit. That is the way of grace. Because once you learn your flaws, once you learn what you have done that was not beneficial, and you learn how to be more beneficial than that, then you are forgiven. The Christ has forgiven you. God has forgiven you. You have forgiven yourself. You have saved yourself from the hellish torment of holding on to old ways of thinking and your old passions and your old desires. And you have redirected your energy to higher awareness and consciousness of your being. Change your paradigms. Constantly change yourself by becoming more aware of your actual self. You are an infinite being living within a finite area of your mind. Once you become more conscious of the infinite areas of your mind and the infinite places and dimensions and planets and star systems and moons that you have within your mind, and you will begin to consciously live on those areas. The more closed your mind is, the more finite it is. The more open and aware it is, the more infinite, and the more you connect to the infinite spectrum of realities. Do not close your mind with these cultural taboos, saying to not study the heavens and to not study the darkness, but delve into your darkness and pull out the light. Delve into your negative situations and experiences and memories that you have went through and pull out the light and allow the old memories and the old paradigms and old passions and old desires and old situations, the victimization of self, let all of that pass from you, pass away. There is no more victimization. There is no more blaming others. There is only self. And there is only righteousness, fruitility, and oneness, and heavenly desires. Using the parts of self to manipulate his reality for constant betterment and infinity. I am Mashiac. I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. Become more conscious of yourself. Speak life. Speak righteousness. Speak fruitility. Motivate one another. When you are pointing out someone else's flaws, Do not bring up their past. Bring up what they are doing now and how they can better themselves now. This is righteous. I am Mashiac. I am here to live out and teach higher wisdom as an example for the collective consciousness. Share and subscribe. Peace.